Alright, sounds good. Let's get our cam. Here's a quick demo review for Asher demo review. I'm not very good at med, but I'll do my best. See what info I can give. Hopefully I have a few good ideas. Okay, first of all, I don't like these send both your scouts out the doorway. Unless you have some particular cheese med in mind. Yeah, so I don't like these send both scouts out here. Usually I like to have at the very least, one of the scouts on either on top of the forward spawn and or on top of the crate. Usually both, to be honest, especially if you're doing sort of this right-side-ish mid. You also need to look around more. You need to look at the other team when you enter mid. You need to look at where the damage and spam's coming from. Yeah, you just need to be more aware of like where the spam's coming from, looking at their demo man, looking at their soldiers when entering the mid, because you're just taking a lot of damage and putting yourself at risk of bombs because you're just not looking at the right things on mid. So just work on your camera placement on mid. Look up, look at their team. Don't look at your players. It's not as important. Just need to look around more on mid. Basically, it's kind of a fundamental thing, but it's really important. Also, you just need to be more aware where you're kiting. You kind of kited towards a scout, which I mean, if you live off that soldier, it's not gonna live. So just gotta be more aware of that, I think. You have ad. I think the soldier soldier jumped and you didn't see him. You just gotta work on that awareness. It's 2 on 2 here. It's fine, you back up for the pack. As long as you know where the 2 people are, just kind of chip these people off. You have heals, they don't. They're gonna leave. You can play your ad. This is fine. Just wait for your players. No one's really watching backdoor valley. No clear flank, so could be getting flanked here. So just gotta be aware of that, I think. Yeah, you see the shots coming from there. Okay, you actually do look at it. I really don't like hanging out on bridge here. I would have, because now you're a threat from. Someone can come from bottom right, someone can come through the shutter, and someone can just decide to bomb through the front. You're kind of putting yourself at a risky spot here. I would just rotate. Probably you have 2 scouts with you. Just rotate. The point is what I'd prefer to do here. Yeah, you have a sniper. Just cross it. You can just drop down across behind the point on the ground. But regardless, you have ad. They're down 1. You know they have a sniper, so you're gonna have to use through. Could have gone before they had that NG up. You guys are taking a while. It just seems like they fed. It's unfortunate. Or your fault. Not a whole lot you can do about that. Stalling a little bit here. I kind of wish you guys would have crossed a little bit more behind the point. You went from shutter, which is a little bit harder, but you didn't really flush them out. You just kind of stayed on the, you got halfway through behind the point, but then you just kind of lingered there instead of crossing to the other side, which will help flush them out and make it easier for your other people coming in to collapse on them. Of course, it is a lot harder for your people to collapse on them because you're down 1 soldier in that push, unfortunately, but even then, it's Metalworks. 1 soldier should be able to get pretty good value. That big ad, down a demo soldier. I wouldn't even bother forcing them here. You're not going to get anything versus any half decent team. But yeah, you guys wisely decided to back out there. You fake call, that's fine. It's pretty believable. I don't know if anyone's spotting under. Is anyone spotting under? Okay, I think your scout is. Maybe. It doesn't look like you guys are aware of it. Maybe you were. But yeah, you need to make sure you have people spotting under, especially on that small disad. Someone could, they could easily just bomb someone up there. I'm not sure whose role it is on your team to watch under. Usually it's the combo scout, just sits on the pipes. Spots under. I wouldn't go for no. I'd just say attach your scout so you can have scout speed and dodge and juke. Yeah, that was a really awkward, prolonged fight. Kind of expect they're gonna get people in from other angles and collapse on you there, so really just kind of started backing up knowing that you're in a really shitty spot there. These guys were taking a long time to kill those players. Also you're positioning a little too close to your players on that transition also. I would have positioned a little bit further back there. I think you're just getting a little bit too close to your players in these transitions, not using the maximum beam distance the best to the best you could. So it's gonna be actually, you guys have slide ad. Not sure if you guys know. I didn't see that the med died. Maybe it's just building slow. Not sure. Anyway, it looks like you guys probably don't know you have ad. I mean, 25 ad. It's kind of hard to push out if Metalworks last on, but Unless you're committed to leapfrog, which you can sometimes. I'm not sure why you're positioned all the way back here. This is kind of awkward. Yeah, kind of same thing as second. If you can just kind of play around the railings here, hop on and off of them. This is also fine if you're expecting a sniper playing around the corner. I wouldn't get this close. I'd just stay on the, yeah, at the base of the ramp if you think there's a sniper. That's also a fine place to play. Even on even, it's not that bad as long as you have the gun up. If you don't have a gun up, I wouldn't play there. But if you have a gun up, I think it's fine to just play on the ground. So, but I don't like that you're coming back here. I'm not sure why you're coming all the way back here. Yeah, again, I don't like the. Okay, well now the gun's down. So I would, yeah, right here at this point I transition to the bridge. So now you're on low ground, so you have nowhere to go, and you can land on high ground and shoot down on you if you wanted to. So yeah, after the gun went down, I would have positioned more towards the bridge rather than backing up. You're also, another downside of backing up that far is you're not really tanking your players in the doorway. So they're not able to peek as hard, they're not able to slam as hard, which means the other team gets in easier, which means their sacks are better. But you hold the over, you get 2 picks, you're pushing each other, this is alright, you get through. Yeah, you just need to be more careful about eating pipes, which it's kind of hypocritical I say that because I also have a bad habit of just eating pipes at bad times. But it's not good, it's something that you just need to be more careful because most of the pipes you've eaten in this game, very dodgeable if you just put more mental energy towards like, you know, focusing on not walking into them. Your team did manage to get the force you, so let's see how you take this push. You'll probably need a soldier to take space. I don't like your demos so far in front. I think your demo's a little too overzealous here. You need to be looking up. You shouldn't be looking at your guy. Also walk by a really easy trap spot. Look up, but it's a little late, so now you're not going to hit a good serve. Yeah. Also, I don't like that you jumped off this rock and stopped right here. Because it didn't look like anybody cleared the trap. Maybe they did, but either way, you know, if you're going to be here, then wait for your scout. Just hang out here. Now you're on high ground. If you're going to jump on this rock, then it's easier to dodge the sack. Yeah. Yeah, just, you know, you just need better discipline on these transitions. You're not looking up. But I've been watching a lot of my old demos, just for kind of, you know, archiving purposes and just for fun. I see, you know, that's one of my biggest issues, especially my, prior to like season 5 probably. I'm just not looking at the sky enough, which it's a really fundamental thing, but it makes obviously a huge difference. You look up, it helps a lot. Especially when you know there's gonna be bomb. You know there's gonna be bombs in mid, you know there's gonna be bombs in sacks. You know there's gonna be bombs when you're transitioning. You need to be better aware of those. There's gonna be bombs post troopers. You should expect bombs from the post trooper collapse. Got the Uber. You guys have ad. I'm not sure if you guys know it. You definitely should have pushed off that. Probably just a miscommunication. But yeah, you guys had huge ad here. Not sure what happened. And again, I don't like they're holding all the way back here. So I beef this out. You get lucky. Oh, you don't even see. Oh, that's so. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about that. You. Spy was on your screen, you didn't react to it, so, I mean. It's not really anything to say there, it's just. Gotta react to it, I guess. Yeah, you guys also didn't push out a loss on. We had like 50 a shad. Gotta be. Again, maybe just miscommunication there, but that's kind of unfortunate. That's a huge wasted opportunity. Granted, you guys probably would have got unlucky and not realized there was a spy, then got back up, but either way, still. Another thing to keep in mind is if you're pushing out and you don't see both their scouts or both their soldiers, you should be aware that someone could be on spy, especially if it's a stalemate and you knew that they ran a spy earlier. That's a situation where I think it makes sense to maybe have one of your people who's clearing flank delay just a little bit so they can get back to point until everything's spotted. Anyway, they have ad now. You kind of have to commit here. I don't like that you baited that long. Chances are you weren't going to win the fight, but there's no way you're getting that Uber hanging back arrowing. So I think just going in and hoping your soldiers hit crazy shots would be better. that situation, I think it actually would have made a difference, but sort of micro optimization thing where it felt like you're kind of baiting for. Not sure why you're kind of overbaiting there for no reason. It's into the round, you got all in there. So I'm gonna pause now. If you have a question, yeah, just message me on Discord if you have any questions, real quick. Do I forward? Yeah, I forward sometimes. I'm having a lot of protein shakes, so I've been forwarding a lot. Thanks for the question, Pixelosh. Yeah, I mean, you just gotta be more disciplined. There's no reason to look at the ground there. Um, I mean, yeah, you're looking at the sky and you stop, but you gotta keep looking at it. I mean, there's nothing else. There's not gonna be any threats coming from the ground, so just gotta have more discipline on that, I think. Especially on this map, you know that there's gonna be really high bombs coming from that Batman spot. You need to be extra aware that of looking really high in the air, especially yeah, on Metalworks in general. There's really high bombs on yeah, there's a lot of high bombs this map, so you have to look really high. Through Valley, there's a super high bomb. Coming in mid, there's that super high bomb from Batman. Then on last, they can bomb pretty high. And he's saying so. Um, am I holding too passive on stalemates and too close on transitions? Yeah, I'd say that's true. I think you're falling just a little too close to your players on some of these. Not using the beam distance to bait as much as you can. Um, and also, yeah, like you said, you're too passive on stalemates. You should be taking your players closer to the doorway. I mean, there's some holds if you're doing a specific hold where you're not intentionally not holding close. That's one thing, but the way your demos and soldiers are holding, it looks like they're expecting to get tanked, and you're kind of being too far back. Yes. Any other questions, Asher? Okay. Alright, we're gonna keep going then. Yeah, your camera positioning's a little bit better here. Kind of you can go too much spam. I don't like the kind of walk over there. That's just not a good place to stand. That's really just take spam the way you walked over there. Um, Now because you took that spam, it's really hard for you to take top right. So now you're stuck on low ground. It's actually a pretty good juke walking under him there. Like they played around the little height there. You need to leave. Definitely need to leave now. So yeah, keep running, keep running. Where you look behind you because they could be chasing pretty close. But you get left to ramp. A little clumsy on the navigation there. I would say it's tradable if you guys are already there, since you have good spawn times. But at this point, it's a little bit too late. Yeah, if you had left a little bit sooner, I think you actually could have. Yeah, and again, it's even numbers, and you're playing all the way back here. So that's kind of the same issue. So all those people got in for free because you weren't really tanking people, and your team wasn't holding close on even. Does end up working out for you because you get 3 picks, but that's more just because they beefed. Other than, oh yeah, good job. You saw a shot 4 pipes. I think this is a good time. This is probably the best chance you have to walk through. Yep, so that's good. Your team takes it for pretty much free. That's really good. Yeah, you're kind of holding down back here. Yeah, holding right here, just kind of playing around the metal thing. It's good. Uh, hopefully you have someone spotting under. We'll just enter main. Yeah. That's one of the situations where being on the pipe makes it a lot easier to dodge that sack. Not sorry, not the pipe, on the defense things. Make it a little bit easier to avoid that sack. Not sure why you're back over here by yourself. You need to be. Your teammates are pressuring this house. You need to be tanking them forward. But now, let's see. This is oh yeah, this is tradable. You're down two. Sometimes aren't too bad. When it spawns very soon. Yeah, this should be tradable. You need to be holding close though if you can take it. Uh, yeah, there's some maps where it's okay to kind of back up and trade on point, and in this case it's actually fine. You do have long spawn times. But if you're gonna trade on point, you gotta be ready to kite back, rotate, and trade on. Rather rotate through lobby than trade on point. That way buy time for your spawns. Otherwise, if you think your spawns are getting close and it's gonna be a fat trade, I'd rather hold them close. Right now, you guys are kind of doing neither. Kind of. Okay, now you guys are kind of holding back. This is better. Oh, but the guy gets behind. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I don't know. You just have to be aware that yeah, when you're two down like that, you're standing in this area. You just need to be aware that somebody could come through here because you know that since you're down two players, there's a good chance that um there's doors that are usually watched or aren't watched. So you just need to be. I think you need to be looking around more during these situations where you're down players. You need to be more paranoid when, especially when you're down players. Yeah, see how playing around that fence makes it so hard for him to hit you? You're actually doing it this time, and it's working out really well for you. You missed pretty much all his rockets. A little bit of a beef by him, but also it does definitely make it harder when soldier has to determine has to deal with that kind of second variable of the fence, and it puts him in a situation where he splashes and it's good, and either that or he has to go for directs. Oh yeah, just bait like half a second longer there, but it's also kind of on your team. They should have seen that guy. Not a huge fuck up by you. I mean, maybe would have just delayed for maybe just quarter of a second to half a second longer. Then you would have seen that guy. Um, I'm not sure if this guy was called behind. Get out of this corner though. Yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah, also, if you know that there could be a guy behind, you need to be more paranoid of guys trying to camp the med, because you know if someone's behind, especially a soldier, that there's a good chance he's gonna go for that med camp and try to catch you while you're alone. Make sure you have a scout coming back for you there, and also just be aware that he could be out there. And you just open the shutter, jiggle a little bit if you don't have somebody that's already cleared it for you. But yeah, I mean that thing that happened on mid, that's also a little bit your team's fault because they should have seen that guy. He had 5 people there, so they should have killed him too. Faster than that, honestly, he should have instantly melted. He wasn't even in a sneaky spot, really. He just kind of ran at you. But team loses 3 for the force. It's kind of tough because you have long spawn times. This team knows what they're doing. You should force here. I don't like that you. It's good that you force. I don't like that you lost that many for the force, especially when holding glass. Oh yeah. I mean, like look at the spawn times. You had 5 seconds on all your guys. At longest. So yeah. I mean, that's just too much greed waiting to use. So I could use the block point there and try to get the frags, but yeah, you just got a little greedy with the milk, especially you can't be that greedy when you know there's multiple people nearby. Is the thing, because you know that it's very possible that they could get boosted before you can react. So yeah, don't try not to milk as long when there's two, sometimes even 3 people shooting at your guy you're about to Uber on, because you'll lead to more of those situations where someone could get dropped. I'm gonna pause a little bit. See any questions so far? I'm not saying you should milk that much longer. Or I'm not saying you should use super early, but um, you ended up using and then dropping him and then using. So I'm just saying that You know, it's a very minor thing. It's a nitpicky kind of thing that you should have used like I don't know, half a second earlier, if anything. Because like I said, you used you know a quarter of a second after he died, so um, you know, just use a quarter second before he died. Is kind of all I'm saying. You have to be ready for that burst so you don't drop people. That's the main point. Just do what all the other clap med players do, switch to combo scout. Yeah, that's what I did. And it's always been combo scout's always been my main. I just get cucked onto med by some of the teams I play on. Most of the teams I played on. I've always been a scout main. Yeah, any other questions, Asher? Or I'm just gonna keep playing the demo. I'll check chat again in about 5 minutes. Yeah, your awareness is a little bit better this minute. I like that you're taking top right. I don't like that you get one of these guys just Mr. Deadly Seed here. Mr. Malachi is just kind of waddling on the ground. This is also kind of just his coordination, leaving separately. Yeah, please look behind you when you're leaving like that. Unless you've got to absolutely gun it and you want the max speed from holding W. Or you can just blindly turn around there. You probably already know this, but if you spam 80, 80, 80 while backing up, you move at almost max speed. You walk diagonally, you move at max speed. Another thing you do if you're gonna hold W backwards, you can hold W, jump, do a quick 180, check your back, and then keep holding W. Oh, but yeah, that's, I don't know. You already had a bunch of picks there. I think killing your players is not really the priority. You're just gonna make sure you're aware of any chaos that's coming. But also kind of just a mechanical thing. I mean, you still saw him coming. You could have surfed that. You just, I'd say that I chalk that up mostly just a mechanical thing. You need to be either that or you just unaware of the guy bombing, which in case you just kind of need to zone in a little bit more, man. But yeah, that's kind of just mechanics thing. Not a whole lot to analyze there. I also don't like your standing here because someone could just walk shutter. You have no one watching it. Again, just wait a little bit more. Could have been sniper peeking shutter. You kind of walked into thin sniper sightline. Yeah. Also walked by the traps. Again, kind of hypocritical of me because I do have kind of a bad habit of kind of a little too fast and walking past traps. But just need to be more patient. You know that this lobby could be full of traps. So tons of trap spots. So you need to be a little bit more patient. Let your people clear that because if that demo died, you would have died there. You're down 2. You guys should really take space here. Really. I don't know why you're taking the longest route. They're down 2 soldiers. I mean, you guys should be. Honestly, I would have triple sacked here. It's too late to do it now, but either triple sack or just walk in and take the dry fight. Either one of those would have been okay. Instead, you do go with the dry fight, which would have been fine if you did it like 10 seconds earlier. Instead, you guys kind of walked around for I'm not really sure why. So yeah, kind of a wasted opportunity. Actually, the down 2 scouts Zodo should sack here. Zodo should definitely sack here. They have no scouts to deny. The team, it's 4 and 4. You guys should still be sending sacks. You should send at least 1 sack here. Yeah, it's too late now. I mean, yeah, okay, so it's 4 and 4 like that. Especially when they have no scouts and you're the attacking team. And you have a soldier sack, you should send that soldier sack. And you should pressure hard for it. You should be able to tank your demo, soldier sack, scout should hang out with you. Because that's a really good opportunity. I mean, you know, say you get nothing out of it, it's 3v4, that's still holdable. Especially since I have scouts to push out. So that's kind of it's a really minor thing, but it's something I really like to emphasize because I feel like it's a really easy change that a lot of teams can make to their gameplay. I see a lot of main and IM teams and even advanced teams don't really take advantage of that. So it's kind of a missed opportunity. It's something that can. Also in main, a lot of those teams don't really expect another sack at that pace, so it also catches a lot of people off guard. So that's actually one of the most effective sacks you can do, most effective sack timing. So yeah, that's just a really good opportunity that you guys missed. But I'm not sure how this guy got behind. Also, really, I don't like that you're hanging out towards the bridge, because now you can get flanked once again from Shutter or from bottom right. And I don't know why you gave that up. You guys really didn't need to leave there. You guys should have... I would have posted up right here, tanked your projectile class and got ready to trade. Instead, you guys let them in all the way, and then you trade, which... Now it's too late. Now, you already see that you're down players, so you need to leave. Yeah, that's kind of destined to be a bad Uber. You should just held your ground and traded. You're down 2, you can't really peek this. You can hold this though. It's okay if you post up in house here. So you have someone watching the back door and you're ready to back up to mid if they start flooding valley. Yeah, I guess you can hold mid, so this is alright. The other thing, yeah, again, not you guys. It's 6 on 6 here. You shouldn't back up all the way here. You need to just keep playing on height, playing forward, supporting your teammates. Yeah, again, just stay on high ground. You guys are really spread out. You're not you're not on your spots, on your hold spots. You're all just kind of running around in random areas. This is really disorganized. And because of that, they're able to walk in for free. Look at the soldier. Don't look away from him. The only time you should look away is when soldiers if you're trying to do a flick surf. It got kind of beefed, but yeah, just try to keep your eyes on the soldier. It's like baseball, keep your eye on the ball. Yeah, okay, so this is normal, you're holding close. I think soldiers into valley, yeah, you gotta position your camera a little bit more so you can see that. But there was also kind of on your team, they should have called that way earlier, I think. Maybe they did and you didn't hear it, but yeah, that's an important call. Luckily he doesn't manage to get anything. So you counter sack one. So here's another tip. I'm gonna give away some secret advice that I found works really well on Metalworks. So I pretty rarely send counter sacks on Metalworks. If we know someone's caught and our roamer can sack fast, or pocket can sack fast on the counter, then they see the opportunity, like they see someone's close they can catch. They see the meds in a bad position or took damage and they can go for that. Yeah, we'll go for it. Otherwise, we usually just take the pick, then walk underpass, roll valley, try to catch anyone that's still lingering, and then try to roll picks off it. And if we don't, then we can still pressure into mid, see if we can get space. Maybe take space, maybe turn it into a sack. But just sending a straight counter sack is, I usually don't go for that on the teams. And I've noticed that, at least in my experience playing in both this season in main and last season playing on Anglerfish in Advanced, our success rate went way up. We started just trying to pressure under instead of going for counter sacks. We're holding second. At least that's the way I like to play it. I'm not saying that's the only way to play it. I'm just saying that's the way that's usually worked the best in my experience, in my personal experience. So just anecdotal, but that's my advice. Yeah, it looks like they're into lower. You're dodging the sack. Okay, that's pretty solid. Yeah, so you guys should either be pressuring under or pressuring house so your counter can get some help. I don't like you chasing your guy. You have no one in front of you. Kind of just following in your roamer by yourself. It's kind of Chad, but kind of risky. Yeah, kind of not a fan of that. You kind of walk in front of all your players there. That's really risky. I know Zoro is in, but he's not really in a good spot where he can protect you. And even if he was, I mean, he's stacking in. He jumped in with his rockets, so he doesn't have anything loaded to help you anyway if somebody started to run and get you. Oh, that's fast attack. But yeah, that's another thing that if you would have been on the rails there, would have been a little bit easier for him to hit that initial rocket. Luckily, your team managed to clean out pretty fast. Be wary of that rock trap. There's often shit. Oops. There's often traps right there, and you can't just walk by that trap spot and be a little bit more careful with that. Doesn't look like anyone cleared it. Kind of missed the surf there. It's alright though. Your team Echo's kind of a beast, so it cleans him up. Kind of a titan on the scout class. Team's opting to stack, so you should walk valley here. Like your team will. This is good. You'll be able to take space, make them use first. You know the down. They still have 2 projectiles. Gotta be watched. Yeah, again, your camera angle's like this. Your camera angle needs to be like this. This soldier could be high bombing on you right now and you would have never seen it. So yeah, your team actually just managed to use. Yeah. Yeah, you had the better Uber here. This is fine, I think. Yeah, you're able to pretty much wipe them here, so they should be around. Yeah, so I think that's good. He managed to force them first, you're able to save this guy, go back in with a better Uber and wipe them. Yeah, I think that's alright. Also inviable to, if you weren't certain you were gonna get the wipe there, would have been viable to just drop your scout and play the big ad. But since I guess you're confident that you're gonna wipe them off it, then it's fine to just use the better Uber and go back in and fuck them. Especially when they've chased that for value, they're pretty much caught, so yeah, I think that's fine. So any questions? Sasadab asks, I have a question. What is the easiest way to own Asher on Metalworks? Um, Based on this demo, if you want the kind of counter evidence or the counter intel, looks like high bombing would be pretty effective. Looks like based on his camera position, he needs to gotta look up higher, especially on this map. And that's something I kind of fuck up occasionally. There's been a couple times this week when we were scrimming Metalworks. I'm playing scout. I'm not looking up high enough at the high bomb, and Ahmed ends up getting forced unless they hit a god surf, which Ahmed's pretty good, so sometimes she does. But yeah, you just gotta be really paranoid about what's really high in the air, because like I said, really high bombs on this map. So yeah, I'm gonna check what Ash has to say. To play left to point, I need soldier with meter trade. I mean, yeah, soldier's definitely ideal, but you had a you had a demo there. You could still uh yeah, you could still could have traded with the demo there. Demo trade isn't bad in that tight space. Referring to that part on second. Any other questions? Yeah, if you want to see the secret, just watch the VOD. Alright, he's not typing anything, so I'm gonna keep going. Okay, so it's even numbers. Playing high. I don't like their position towards the right because someone could walk through elbow and run at you. Now you're kind of positioned in the middle. Your team's, I don't like the, yeah, your team's not really taking positions. Your team's just kind of spread out. You're not really locking things out. Kind of just scattered. And yeah, you guys are just kind of running around, not really organized. This is really awkward spot to stand, like I said. Should more, should have, they're out, so you should have just taken spots like it was a normal Metalworks mid hold. Had people up here, probably just get some unstaples, one guy capping, probably soldier posted up. You guys were just kind of not on good spots, not on high ground. If you took the high ground faster, it would have been harder for them to take that drive fight back in, and you would have been fine. This is just kind of unfortunate. This is a scrim. Okay, I thought this was a match. Okay, what do we do here? Yeah, this is better. I like that both scouts didn't roll it lower, so one scout's already on the height. That's much better than last time. The top right looks pretty free. You should walk up, it looks like, unless there's some reason called not to. Yeah, okay, this is good. Yeah, get out of that area. Rotate to the left, this is good. I'm okay with you. Yeah, that's mostly good. You just, in terms of the routing, I think it's good. You took space up here. You didn't hang out here too long. You rotated over here, fought with your team. You just ate a pipe, so it's just, I don't know, not a lot to go over there. I noticed at least. Just do I need a pipe, I guess. That's basically all I can say on that one. Oh, got a little too close there. Looks like the river's not gonna catch you though. Kinda got lucky there. The Necro's farming, maybe. I feel like your movement is too predictable when you're dodging scouts. You're kind of just walking in circles. A little bit of scout MG and better work on the strays because I feel like it's really easy to shoot you when you're kind of dodging scouts. And I kind of felt like we scrimmed you a couple times, so kind of felt like I don't know. There's a lot of meds I beef on, but I feel like I don't beef on you as much as I do other meds. So I think it's just work on your strafes a little bit. This is how I strafe. Using a little bit back and forth motion. Trying to time the starters with their shots. That also helps. Really minor optimization thing, but you know, something to throw out there. But yeah, you're looking up higher this time. This is a lot better. Yeah, see, now you're looking at the soldiers. Yeah, that's much better. Your team should have killed him faster. You should have hit the surf there, but your team also should have killed him faster. It's not all your fault. But yeah, that's a lot better though. You looked really high, and you actually kept track of the soldier as he's bombing. Might be a little. I think you went a little far there, maybe. Nice job escaping though. Yeah, it probably would have made it a little bit harder there. You could have been caught there with that Uber. It did a little bit better, or a little bit faster. Either way, still works out. You gotta add. So see, yeah, you guys. You don't really have anyone on the super high ground or the super premium positions. So they're kind of just able to walk in, having people over here spotting Valley early, so getting early spam on them. Making sure that way your demo can spam them as well early, having someone up here, someone up here. If you're gonna hold on mid, you're not gonna hold in house. You need to be ready to take those premium positions. That way they can't just walk in there, especially having that early spot in Valley. That way they take some early spam from both your soldier, then you can call for your demo to spam it, and they take more damage and they can't just walk in, because it's like the second or third time they... Oh, come on, that's unlucky. A little bit unlucky, but I mean, you can still see the pipe there, so that's another thing. You kind of just ate a pipe that you could have dodged. But yeah, anyway, back on mid. That's the second or third time you've kind of just let them walk in for free, because your team wasn't really in the right positions on mid. You just walked over sticky, but I do that occasionally. Nice arrow. Kind of Chad just to walk over the stick. That's kind of a real... It's a beast thing to do. I like it. Yeah, I'm glad. Okay, that's good. You're reconnecting with your scout, yeah. Your team's kind of got to go back for this, so your scouts are going back, so you kind of have to go with them. I don't like that you're standing in the doorway. If somebody... so I think a recurring issue is that you're just standing in places that you know that nobody's watching, and enemies very easily could flood through. A lot of times, you know, sometimes they don't flood through those areas, and nobody flanks through that, but you're still putting yourself in spots where there's no benefit being in that area. And you're just putting yourself at more risk than you need to. Okay, look up. You should look up really high. This is really high bomb. Yeah, a little bit higher, but pretty good. That's unlucky. Looks like you had like 99.5 there. Yeah, the team just rushed that a little bit, it looked like. I would rewatch that because I'm pretty sure there's some other things that went wrong, but I don't want to rewind the demo that far. Yeah, I think that's basically it for this. Yeah, so Asher says he can't really watch right now, so I think that's about it. So yeah, it's just kind of summarize at the end. I'll see if there's anything in chat people want to say. No, it doesn't look like it. Alright, so yeah, kind of summarize. Yeah, number one, make sure you're holding a little bit closer, supporting your team on these stalemates when it's even Ubers. Don't be afraid to send more sacks, even if you're down players, as long as you're not down too many players. It's 4 and 4, you can send another sack. If it's 5 and 5, you can send another sack. if it's 5-on-5, you can send 2 sacks. Probably care. Because if you can take, so it's okay to send 2 sacks, take a 4v6 trade. So if it's okay to do that, it's usually okay to take a 3v5 trade. I think there's some maps where it's kind of hard to position right 3v5, but so maybe don't do it on some maps. But I think on this map it's fine. It's a really easy trade and it's hard to push out of this last. Yeah, look higher for the high bombs. They're on the fences, abuse little props and high ground. That'll help a lot. Make sure your team's posting up on the forward spawn, the crates, maybe even the staples on mid. Make sure you're spotting them early so they can't just walk in. Also, just be more aware. Minor thing, well, it's actually not a minor thing, it's a big thing. Be more aware of where you're standing when things aren't being watched. Because a lot of times you're standing in places that might be safe in some circumstances. Because you're down players or players are doing other things. They're not watching it, so you need to be more aware of what isn't being watched. And that's just kind of just awareness of your team. Seeing where they're at. And not staying in the spots where someone could just bust through and run at you with no protection. You're just standing too close to a lot of doorways that people could, on the other team, could easily walk through and kill you from. So just be more careful about that. Just kind of a general positioning thing, but definitely need to keep it in mind. It'll definitely help a lot. And get you out of a lot of these really bad situations. You just gotta look around a little bit more. You gotta be more paranoid. Like I said, especially when you're down players, you know that when you're down players, they're able to get people behind probably, or get people through flanks. So you should be more paranoid when you're down players, looking around more. So yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, just message me later if you have any questions, but I think that's the main points I have. And also, to recap the Metalworks thing, what I said was, I don't really counter-sack very often on Metalworks unless there's a really good opportunity. Instead, usually we just take our pick, then rotate through underpass, try to snowball into another pick. Maybe turn it into a sack when it's a little bit better position. But yeah, if you can snowball picks, that's really good. Because a lot of times you can catch people leaving from Valley after they sack. Someone that's just kind of lingering in Valley, drinking off too long. Also, as a general thing, work on your mechanics, work on your dodging, eating too many pipes. And you're also look at the other, make sure you're looking at the other team where the spam's coming from when you're in mid. You're not getting piped by pipes you can't see. And work on your surfs a bit, I think. I don't know how good your mechanics are usually, but could use a little bit of work in that demo, I thought. Another thing about it is that a good way to practice mechanics is Soldier MG, Granner mid, Spire, Badlands mid. Those are all pretty good maps to do. Play a little bit of Scout v Scout MG, not a lot, just need a little bit so you can kind of see what helps you stay alive longer. Versus Scouts. Even a little bit of Scout Medic versus Soldier MG or Scout versus Soldier MG will help your surfs as well. And mix a little bit of that. Playing demo in a DM server is actually pretty good. Use Soldier demo because a lot of times people will bomb you in DM servers, then you can surf that. Especially demo because you kind of have to surf to stay alive. And you get bombed a lot by soldiers in DM because they're trying to hunt for the easy points. Jump maps are okay, but I just feel like playing MG is better for the most part. I don't have the best mechanics, but I will, I'd say that's one of my weaker points, but at the same time I would say that doing those things are good ways that will help your mechanics get better. Playing some soldier and pugs is also a good way to just kind of work on your air control a little bit. Like scout and pugs, playing other classes and pugs, it's really important to play combat classes if you play med. It'll help you understand the game better, and also just it's good mechanical practice that kind of transfers over to med. Yeah, I think that's basically it. Just like I said, just message me later if you have any other questions, and I'll try to answer it if I wake up in time. Yeah, good luck. Good luck on your match today. You guys win. I mean, I hope you guys win, kind of, but I also hope you don't, because if you lose, I think it helps our playoff chances. So either result's fine with me, I guess. Alright, see you guys later. That's it.